Hey everyone, it's Jason. Welcome to another unboxing for Zombicide, Black Plague, Green Horde, White Death, whatever version of it you're playing. It's the fantasy version of Zombicide. These are from the, I believe it's from the Black Plague original expansion, or Kickstarter set came out. They were Zombie Bosses, the Abomination Pack, and NPC-1. There's also a second box, which I don't have, Notoriously Plagued Characters. So if you're familiar with lots of my unboxings for miniature games, I usually get the Kickstarter, and I do like all of them in like rapid succession or similar boxes together. But these older ones, I got into them after they were already out, so I'm picking them up piece by piece. So here's how I'm doing these together, just because there's not a lot of each one. Content in each one, but I do want to go through. So a couple of things to point out for this is, first of all, there are all these language patches. So like the Notorious comes with 20 zombie miniatures and 12 zombie cards, 3 equipment cards, and rules. It is 12 zombie cards and 3 equipment cards per each of the languages. And the same thing with this one. The Abomination will come with 1 Abomination, Bomb Patrol, an Abominator miniature, and 12 zombie cards. 10 broken wall cooking 0. So the cards again will come in each of the different languages. I'm only going to show off the English ones, mostly for the fact is because pretty much all these are spawn cards. So it's basically picture of the character, how many spawn, name of the character, how many spawn. It's the only difference would be the equipment cards might have some more text. If you are from one of these other languages and like to see those cards, hit me up in the comments. I can do a quick extra video, short video, just showing off them if you'd like. Otherwise, I'm not going to worry about it right now. But yeah, there's only one set of miniatures, one set of tokens, or any of that stuff rules. But all the cards come in multiple languages. The little symbols on here show what they'll have, like their set symbols are kind of like in the background of their cards as well. We are going to start with Zombie Bosses, the Abomination Pack. So this is going to add extra abominations to your game if you want to play them. So each base game usually in expansions comes with one different abomination. This just adds some extra hecticness to them. So let's grab them here. And there are various sizes, which is really cool. So we're going to start with each one, and we'll kind of talk about them as we go along. Ow, I just stabbed myself because some of these are sharp. So they're going to have a little pamphlet here, which kind of talks about each one. I'm just trying to grab those out of the plastics. I did not do that ahead of time, like a dum-dum. Alright, I'm going to flip to the back side. We're going to look at the Abomination first. It says, so Abomination attacks whenever, let me start here. We have general rules first. Features 3 new abominations. To get them in your game is simply add your corresponding zombie cards to the standard zombie pile. They share the same general rules. Minimum damage to destroy is 3 points. Experience provided is 5. Special rules, for each one has special rules, but they are abominations. Wounds inflicted by abominations can't be prevented by armor rolls, and a damage of 3 or more weapon or a dragon fire is required to kill them. So it does 3 damage, they do 5 experience, same as all the rest, but they each have their extra special little rules versus just being a standard abomination. So yeah, we'll jump back to the Abomination. Attacks whenever they activate while having a line of sight on a survivor or more at range of 0 to 1. Then they perform an attack on survivors in all zones at 0 to 1 in which they have a line of sight. Obstacles preventing movement between zones such as ramparts also prevent such an attack. So basically they kind of like goo out and attack everybody in the area. So let's take a look at that miniature there. So this is him in all his gross gloriness. See if that'll focus for us. There we go. Oh yeah, look at that. He's got his little tiny arm there, gross satchels, his little tiny feet. Like, this is basically like, It's like some hides of some clothes or tattered clothes. This is more or less like if like a regular person just exploded outwards. And that's what this guy is. Yeah. But the fact is he has that ability to hit anyone within a range of 1, and it hits everybody within a range of 1. So you're gonna take this guy out ranged attack, magic, arrows, whatever, or you're gonna have to rush in and hit him with a big giant sword attack that does 3 damage, or dragon fire him. You're not gonna want to like let him get into the group of your team because he'll hit everybody. Very, very mean. Alright, then let's look at our second one. We have the Abomatroll. Abominatroll? Yeah, they could have probably named these better. Can only be killed with Dragonfire, including Dragonfire effects. There are some weapons that reproduce that. So this guy's gonna be hard to kill. Abomatrolls have 3 actions to spend whenever they activate while having a line of sight on a survivor. After all zombies have gone through their activation step, resolve their first action, including runners and Abominatrolls. Abominatroll goes through a second activation step again, uses second to attack a survivor in their zone or move if there's nobody to attack. Then the Abominatroll goes through the action a third time, using its attack to attack a survivor or move. So if he can't see anybody, he's going to get 3 moves. So in them 3 moves, there's a chance he's going to hopefully get near somebody. If he's already in line of sight with you, he's going to move towards you. If he's standing in your spot, he's just going to hit you 3 times. So he's pretty much going to kill you if he gets to you. And he's going to try and get to you, since he can cross a lot of area quickly. Let's take a look at his miniature. So there is his miniature, which is not really miniature, but boy, that little peg in there was kind of dumb looking, but you get it to make him stand up there to look very crazy. There's that wild tongue hanging out. Yeah, it's like, again, it's like if the Obama plague is a little human peasant that exploded, this is if a troll exploded. Just kind of what they used to go for early in the days of Zombicide. You know, like, it's just the abominations were just like big, grotesque versions of regular things. But yeah, that is definitely mean. I should have grabbed a regular size miniature. I'll grab one by the end of the video to compare. Alright, so then we have our last one. We have, and I saved the best for last, the Abominator. So the Minotaur. Each attack executed by the Abominator inflicts 2 wounds to its target. So the one guy explodes, does damage to everybody. Basically hits everybody. The troll gets to move and get in quickly, and he's harder to kill. This guy does extra damage. The Abominator can smash through closed doors and walls when they move to reach their target zone. Set their zone before moving them, ignoring closed doors and walls, but not vault doors and ramparts. If an Abominator has to go through a closed door or wall, first put a broken wall token to link its starting destination zones, and move any closed doors. Closed door tokens there can be. The broken wall is considered an open door, which can thus generate zombie spawns in a previously closed building. Actors can now cross the zone, then proceed with moving all zombies, as zombies' routes can be redefined by the wall's destruction. So what he is going to do is we get these 10 broken wall tokens, and he's going to basically ignore that walls exist. Or doors are closed. However, and if he can sense someone based on sound, or if he has sight, obviously it's not going to be an issue, but if he can hear them by sound, he's going to go towards them. He's going to run straight towards them. He's going to go through walls, break them open, adding them extra tokens. So what I wanted to do here was I could grab a board so we can kind of take a look at this. So, oh, we didn't look at him yet. We should probably do that as well. Let's look at his miniature. There we go. Big giant claws, some hooves. He's got like a little tiny chain belt around his tattered cloth. Yeah, they got all them weird spikes of his broken horn. Gotta love the detail on these things. So yeah, that's our Abominator. So yeah, here is a thing. So if he is here, I'm going to grab a miniature quick. 1 second. Alright, so I want to just kind of go thing. I know I don't have doors and all this stuff and not all set up properly, but just on a tile. So basically the Minotaur is going to do here is he's going to hear these guys over here. Let's say there's a door over here or a door on this side, wherever. But even if there's a closed door here, he's going to sense those guys. So what he's going to do at the beginning of his turn, you're going to drop one of these tokens. Now, it's going to, until there's a walkway here, he's going to now get to run through and attack these guys. That is what that token is going to be able to do. And what's also crazy then is because he'll start that off and he'll activate to do that first. Other zombies are going to be like, oh, he's going to be able to break through this wall and do his stuff. So now they can all start funneling through there as well. Because you pick your zone first. So all the zombies are going to try and attack this zone. Before, they would have had to go around to maybe get to the doorway over here or go around this board. But if they're all picking this zone as their target, even if they're like, oh, we can't get there, now all of a sudden they might be like, oh, look, now we can all walk through here as well. So that's pretty crazy there. Another example of this, I just want to show off another tile for this, is going to be something like this one. And why this gets crazy is, so let's say we link these two kind of together, and we have our guys for some reason hiding up in there, and the Minotaur's down here. Now there's an open doorway here, so he can walk right through there, but there's a closed wall there and a closed wall here. So what he would do here is he would puncture through this wall if he had enough movement, right? And then he's going to puncture through there. So boom, boom, into that one right there. If this was also like a closed door for whatever, this is what would be really scary about this, because if he broke through here, and this is a closed door, spawns all throughout there. And as he comes in through there, you know, that's just going to make this guy really crazy. So I just kind of want to show off. The other thing I wanted to show off is if you bought the token pack, which I've done a video for as well, you get little 3D tokens for the wall breakings, which are really cool, because then if you had that, like as of this point, if I didn't have this set, which I didn't when I bought the token packs, these were kind of useless. But then you can get these little 3D things, which might be a reason to go pick up the plastic token packs. Is you get these extra little 3D ones, which make it a lot easier to see where things are. It's kind of like getting the 3D doors as well. They just make it easier to tell where things are on the game board. Alright, so that's how I just kind of wanted to show those off, because that was kind of a neat little thing. They were neat when I did the token pack, but they weren't as cool as when you get to do it together, when you just see them in conjunction with the rest of them. Other thing is, let's just take a look at our abominations next to some heroes, just for size comparison. So you can definitely see how much bigger they are. They're obviously abominations, but they're going to make it. Just so you can see whether you think it's going to be worth justifying the cost to buy essentially a 3-character pack. Then the last thing we want to look at are the actual cards in the set. And then we'll hop into our next pack. So they're going to have the zombie backer on them, and we are going to have, for Abomination, we're going to have his spawn card, which basically is going to show, again, I said the foreign language, the name will be different. They might have a dash instead of nothing inside, or it might be in a different language. But otherwise, it's the same card. Number 87. He's going to be spawning if you're in threat level red, orange, or yellow. And then we have 88, 89, and 90. So we get 4 cards for him. We get 4 cards for Abominator. So 91, 92, 93, and 94. And then the last 4 are for the Abominator, which is 95, 96, 97, and 98. So there's your 12 cards. They just summon them at them certain levels. Now, if you have the upcoming, or when it comes out, White Death, depending on when you watch this, you get that. They did have an expansion or an upgrade kit during the Kickstarter. I don't know if it's going to be only in the Kickstarter box or in the box, or if they're going to add it later as a separate thing, or how it's being packaged. But they had upgrades because they've changed how the abominations work to make them more in line with Zombicide 2.0, where there's just now an abomination card in the deck, and then these guys all get their own special summon cards. So you draw the abomination card, then you go through your deck of random abominations and you draw one, you play that. So that works. So instead of having this 12 cards in the deck, or if you only have one, is having 4 cards in the deck and a possibility of 4, you draw one of maybe 4 abomination cards, and it can be any of your different abominations. So that kind of makes these guys a little bit more random in that way too. Alright, so that's what we have for zombie bosses. The next pack we want to look at, I'm going to just scooch this stuff out of the way, are the NPCs, or non-playable characters, is what that stands for in most video game terms, but it's for Notoriously Plagued Characters, which is kind of also a play off of the regular Zombicide had VIP characters, which were normally very important people. Instead, they become very, very infected people, I believe. What these are extra, just zombie walkers, more or less. They're going to come in and they're going to have a couple of different effects. So we are going to get a little sheet here for it. It says, I'm not going to read all this, but basically it's some different like flavor text for them. We're going to get these 5 different miniatures. At the start of the game, create a vault deck using all vault artifacts you own not featured in the chosen quest. For game effects, requires drawing vault artifacts. So this comes with 3 more vault cards, but if you have other sets expanded, you can have a bigger vault. The NPC walkers are standard walkers that follow with a special NPC status. They follow the same rules of walkers, including target priority level, have the same target priority walkers. Choose your targets among them. So that means basically it's saying if there's one of these guys and like 2 other different walker models, you can choose to attack which walker you want. Normally it wouldn't matter, but because these guys are special, you might choose to kill them first, because they gain you 1 XP for each kill, and they benefit from extra walker activations. It says mix NPC walker zombie cards into your regular zombie pile and spawn NPC zombies using core rules. Don't choose which NPC zombies you put on the board. Take them at random. If you run out of NPC walker miniatures, replace them with missing ones with standard walkers. So we do get 20 different miniatures, 4 of each of the 5 different ones. It's saying that if you get a spawn card for it, and it says grab 4 of them, just grab 4 random ones of these, not specifically choose which 4 you want. The reason for this is because each time an NPC walker is eliminated, the player can place its miniature on the dashboard of his attacking survivor instead of returning it to the reserve. Players can discard collected NPC zombie miniatures back to the zombie miniatures at any time without gaining experience. When the survivor simultaneously discards 5 different NPC zombies he has collected with different sculpts, he can trigger a special effect. Player can choose any vault artifact from the vault deck, give it to the survivor who has discarded the NPC zombies, and reshuffle the vault deck. Survivors can immediately reorganize their inventory. So the idea is, if you collect one of each of these 5 characters, you can discard them for a vault card. And if you get NPC Pack 2, you can add more of them. Then you could also potentially include other Kickstarter stretch goal zombies as well as part of these, because usually there's only 1 sculpt to them versus the base game boxes, which have like 15 different ones. It's like 5 of this, 5 of that. But they're usually the ones where there's like 1 version of each. You can include, like, take out some of these and just have 15 different ones or whatever. However you want to do it. It's very interesting. It's a neat little extra mechanic for the game. You could, even if you wanted, you could play just the way of like, hey, you can pull zombies out and hold them off so they can't go back to the spawn pool. with the unfortunate thing of if you run out of zombies, they're going to get extra activation. So every character is pulling too many off, they're going to activate quicker. But it's definitely an interesting thing. So, who are the different characters we have here? They don't actually have names anywhere listed. So it's all kind of based on what other people said. I believe this one's the jailer. I'm going to look at my list here quick. I do have all these wrote down. Alright, so I did go look them up quick. So here's a pack. I've removed one of each, so you can take a closer look at them, but there's the rest of them all in the pack like that. So yeah, there is the nurse or nursemaid, the jailer, the dancer, the dwarf, and the Moor, which a Moor is a, loosely described as like a Muslim-ish type person of that era, or region. There's the Moors is an area, like, in medieval fantasy type thing. It's a historical thing too, but like, yes, it's a type of people. So let's go ahead and take a look. I'm going to kind of set this up this side here. Here's our jailer. I'm going to take a little bit closer look at him, if we can get this to focus on him. Yeah, so he got his, like, keys. He's kind of got the, like, executionary type hood to hide who he is, so that criminals don't know. There's his teeth puller or tongue puller. I saw that, my brain immediately went to Robin Hood Men in Tights. He's got this string for bringing guys along, but yeah, he's all like ravaged. Rawr, he's gonna attack you. We have the up next. Oh, and it popped off over there. We have the nurse. Just be like a medieval nurse who would kind of just go around, maybe trying to help people out. I love when they get these other little different versions of characters. Now, I know that in the Kickstarters, like, I didn't check for these, but I know, like, in the stretch goals for, like, most newer sets of Zombicide, whenever they have a single character, this is before they had, these guys were all packaged in a box together, is they had, they started making special rules for each one. So I don't know if someone's came up with special rules specifically for each one of these. Like, my thought is, like, in one Zombicide game, they have, like, a guy with a rubber ducky. He gets an extra action if you do this thing. Or, like, in the Western one, the teacher gains, like, he's harder to hit or something if there's people around. So, yeah, it'd be cool if they... I'm sure someone's probably in the, like, Board Game Geek forum. They've probably come up with different things for each of these guys. So if you don't want to play, like, the regular NPC rules, you can have, like, special individual rules when these guys get summoned. Says her dancer. My also thought is, I like having these different versions of just, instead of just like generic guys, like more specific ones, especially having a bunch of them. Like, I really wish I could have gotten like maybe like a second pack of these, because of the fact that it would be really fun to be able to have like special missions where, like, oh, we're going into here, like, to this area of this castle, and all that spawns are just dancers in there, right? So it adds a little bit more thematic element. Or maybe we're going into the jail, like, yeah, we only need one jailer or two jailers, but maybe we're going into the hospital, we have the nursemaid. Having more than one character lets you kind of theme it. We can have a bunch of these these dwarves guys, these armored dwarves. They could be like guarding like a certain area, like, oh, now we're fighting them. Versus just regular random zombies. That's just sort of my thought there. Okay, we're gonna look at their cards. They got specific cards, like I said at the beginning of the video. These are all the English ones. They do come in the alternate languages, but they're going to basically be the exact same thing. It just, instead of saying NPC zombie invasion, it's just gonna say it in a foreign language, or a different language, I should say. And nothing in sight might not be there. But yeah, so here we'll summon 5, 4, or 4, depending on which one. This is card number 63. We got 64, which has 7, 6, 1, 1. 65. I'm just going to kind of go through each one. 66. 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, and 74. So not two, so some like have 8, some have 4s. They have different levels on there. Again, they're gonna have their little symbol up there at the top. So one other way they made it so that you can tell these guys apart is they do come with these white bases. Your normal characters each have colored bases for like maybe what character you're playing. But what they did then was for these special guys, they let you put little white bases on each one. So now you can tell which zombies are special. So you don't have to try and look at the model and be like, which one was that again? Oh, okay, I want the VIP one. I'm going after the white. What also makes that really fun is because, you know, then as if you buy set 1, set 2, or if you get like later Kickstarters that have other characters in them, or if you want to bring other special characters from other sets, like maybe hero characters, other things, have some neat extra white bases to use for that. Maybe even not use it for the zombies, maybe use it for like here's companions you have to rescue, but now you can tell your companions miniatures apart from characters you can play as. So that's something different. Then we get 3 vault weapons. The vault weapons will have the blue on the back, where I guess I didn't show these, but these will have the regular yellow. So we have the Orcish Bow, which uses arrows, makes no sound, has either 0 range or 1 to 3. At 0 range, it does 2 dice, has 3+ accuracy, does 1 damage, and for 1 to 3, it has the same. I'm not really sure why they didn't just have it 0 to 3. Interesting. But I think it's because, well, I know why. It's because it's a melee attack. So here it has like a blade on the front. That's why. So you can have either 0 attack melee or a ranged attack. Interesting, but they do the same amount. We have a heavy crossbow. Does 1 to 2 range, 2 dice, 4 accuracy, does 3 damage though. So it uses bolts. So this can be very helpful for taking out some of those abominations we just talked about. And then finally we have the Dwarven Shield, which is wearer gets the armor rolls against Abomination, so this can stop Abomination. No equipped armor, armor +4. Equipped armor, you may reroll once armor roll is made with the equipped armor. The new result takes place of the previous one. Yeah, so there you roll some, you get +4 armor for defense, or if you have equipped armor, you can re-roll that armor instead. Which is really cool. Those are really neat items as well. Again, this is always something, one of these things where it would be kind of neat to have duplicate packs. You have multiple versions of these equipments. I get their vault. They're supposed to be rare and special items. But it's always nice to have more of them. Alright, so that's what we have for this set. That was the 2 different ones, the NPC Pack 1 and the Zombie Bosses. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If I end up picking up more of the Black Plague stuff, I will definitely do it. Or when White Death comes out, we'll definitely be doing an unboxing there. Catch you guys later. Bye.